Michaels' NXT is a reimagination of his whole career through up-and-coming NXT stars. No, not because he's coming out of retirement to steal the spotlight from top stars. That's The Rock's job. Instead, Michaels is using elements of his career to tell the story of rising NXT talent. And as a Shawn Michaels Super Mark, I'm here for it. Michaels himself has recently talked about using his old stuff in NXT. Quote, "Some of them clearly complete ripoff. We're using them because we thought they were good. Nothing thrills me more than that. This stuff is 30 years old and people go, oh, it's the same. I'm fortunate that we have a fan base that remembers that far, but we're also appealing to a whole new fan base. HBK has so many great moments, even AEW is getting in on the act, like when Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho recreated the HBK Jericho match from WrestleMania 19. I followed every second of Shawn Michaels' Hall of Fame career, since he was a rocker, to a rebel, to a reverend basically. Nobody picks up on a Shawn Michaels Easter egg faster than me. And in this video, we're gonna break down some of his most iconic stories told through the lenses of NXT. Stories that these current stars actually get to finish, Dwayne. During last year's March 7th broadcast of NXT, Roxanne Perez fainted in the main event. This was a nod to the November 20th, 1995 episode of Raw, when Michaels fainted in the middle of a match against Owen Hart. Michaels was stretchered to the hospital, just like Roxy, which led to a fake retirement angle for Michaels. Roxy's remix was especially Shawn Michaels flavored because Roxy ain't have to do a job to lose her NXT women's title. She was just stripped of it. The Way has created less subtle tributes to Shawn Michaels, particularly this tribute at TakeOver in Your House, when The Way dressed as the Kliq. In a moment that was one step away from being Comic-Con, Johnny Gargano dressed as Shawn Michaels, Indy Hartwell was Razor Ramon, Candice LeRae was the 1-2-3 Kid, and Austin Theory was Diesel. Wrestling fans love nostalgia, and these days, so does NXT. While all the members of The Way are now on the main roster, basically doing their own thing, I think this act would work better because most of them just don't hit the same in WWE. If I've said it once, I've said it a million, man march. The Trick and Mello story is the first main event storyline between two black men, and its origins start in NXT, where the two top stars have become a Shawn Michaels cover band, but in a good way. Everybody needs to start somewhere. Trick and Mello are like when Diddy sampled white people records like the Police's I'll Be Missing You, but they put a little stank on it. Or when Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis remixed Carly Simon's You're So Vain. The origins of hip-hop are remixed classic records to make them cooler. The first big hip-hop single was Rapper's Delight, which was a sample of Chic's Good Times. There's your Black History Month lesson of the day, you're welcome. If you've been paying attention, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes' feud has not been shy shouting out Shawn Michaels at any opportunity they get. Trick began as Mello's enforcer, and both went on to win titles at the same time, like the Black Shawn Michaels and Diesel. When it came time for Mello to turn heel, any Shawn Michaels enthusiast could see it coming from a mile away, because at NXT Vengeance Day, Mello pulled up to that match wearing a black jacket, pants, and boots with no shirt underneath, dressed like Shawn Michaels when he turned on Marty Jannetty. And the following Tuesday on NXT, in another angle that you should have seen coming from a mile away, Mello recreated HBK's Montreal promo against Bret Hart from 2005, the greatest heel promo of all time. But when Williams' music aired, people still freaked out like he was actually going to be in the building. That's how powerful an angle like that can still be. To quote heel Shawn Michaels from 2005 in Montreal, "They did it once, and they did it again." Even when Williams was attacked backstage, it was reminiscent of the 2002 mystery attack of Shawn Michaels backstage, when the assailant revealed himself to be Michaels' best friend Triple H. This led to Michaels' 2002 return to the ring. And I wouldn't be surprised if Williams showed up to his return match in a pair of blue jeans and cowboy boots. Many Shawn Michaels tributes are being reimagined by minorities and women.
But they got different strokes.
It's kind of like what's going on with Disney, which has a black Little Mermaid and is gonna have a Hispanic Snow White. Yo, if a Republican who grew up watching Shawn Michaels tuned into NXT today and saw some of these angles, like Trick and Mello's HBK remixes, they'd be like, what is the WWE thinking casting these boys as Shawn Michaels? This isn't how it was in my childhood. Next thing you know, it'll be legal to marry dogs. I'm just playing Republicans. You know I love you. Michaels' legendary heel turn on Marty Jannetty isn't limited to Trick and Mello, as Toxic Attraction used that same formula. During a mediation segment hosted by Bayley, playing the role of Brutus the Barber Beefcake, JC Jane and Gigi Dolan attempted to reconcile on Bayley's talk show. Ding dong, hello! Jane foreshadowed her own heel turn by wearing a similar black jacket, pants, and boots. But Jane had to wear a laced crop top underneath and couldn't go shirtless like Shawn because she's a woman, which I think is sexist. Free the nipple. Anyway, the segment ended with Jane delivering a super kick to Dolan's shoulder. Good enough, I guess. And instead of yeeting Dolan through a glass window, Jane yeeted her through Bayley's door. Yay! This segment launched a young Shawn Michaels into superstardom and turned Marty Jannetty into the vaunted other guy template in wrestling. But to this point, I feel like both Jane and Dolan are Marty Jannetty's. In an attempt to shed the smell of Marty Jannetty off of her, Jane most recently paid tribute to Shawn Michaels as part of Chase U. With the university faced with bankruptcy and threatening to shut down, NXT aired a heartwarming music video to Chase U, which was scored by Tell Me a Lie. Tell Me a Lie was a Jim Johnson track that aired after Shawn Michaels himself fainted in 1995 against Owen Hart and teased retirement. Michaels would be back by 1996 to make a run as a top babyface. Similar to Michaels, Chase U did not end up retiring. Instead, Jane saved the university by releasing a Chase U calendar. Classes in session. Check out this video and subscribe. What's your favorite Shawn Michaels callback from NXT? Are there any that I possibly missed? Tell me in the comments!